So hi Srishti, how are you doing?
Hi, Saiteja. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good too. So how's
Yeah,
everything
thank you
going?
for having me here. First of all, thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
Thanks for
pleasure
giving your
being on
time.
your podcast.
Yeah, thanks for giving your time. So how is everything going with your startup and work and everything, Srishti?
It's going all well, managing the services and the product along, on the service side, catering to the needs of the clients, and then on the product, looking into the marketing and the product development as a whole. It's been a roller coaster ride, but yeah, I'm pretty much enjoying that.
So let's jump into the direct topics today. We'll be discussing lots of
Okay.
other things in middle of it. So so as I already mentioned about your startups, uh, so how does your startups like Blockminer and Unix as one works? Can we start with that?
Okay, yeah. So talking particularly about Block Miners is a service-based company like any other traditional service-based company. We, provide services to the client, build their products, and then we are particularly based on blockchain. So all the, blockchain-based services, right from the dApp development, smart contract development, smart contracts audit, Metaverse, DeFi-based products, NFT-based products. These are something which we provide as a service to the client. And Unicusone is a product, is one of the ventures which I started with Shrishti Singh. And this is world's first Web3 as a service platform. So we both have been into services since quite long, and then we saw the pain point of the market that people do want to get into Web3, but where they struggle is moving or transitioning from Web2 to Web3, finding good blockchain developers, making them write the smart contracts, auditing those smart contracts, doing the Web3 integration is something which they find difficult. So this particular thing is what we are providing as a service, and it is a solution which could revamp a traditional Web2 application to a Web3 application within like 10 to 15 minutes. So this is about it.
Now, I have read about Unix as one before as well, like the way that you're providing or helping Web2 based businesses to turn to Web3, whether it is e-commerce, payment to crypto and everything. That's really amazing to know. Uh, so how did you found out your career in Web3? How did you started all these things, Steve?
Some point of development, cloud engineering, AI, ML, and stuff in front of me, and then I had to choose one of the domains. I was into trading stocks and crypto. But during that phase, I got to know about blockchain, and this was the same time when I was, browsing through all the domains and then trying to find which could, fascinate me and which I can, step my foot into. So at that time, I got to know about blockchain, and then ever since I never looked back. And the essence of blockchain or Web3, that is decentralization and token based economy, is something which fascinated me. Everything is very transparent. Whatever you are doing on a public blockchain is something which I can say there's no central authority, there's no giant figure running all these are distributed ledgers, and everything is very transparent. And then again, the token based economy, everything on blockchain is based on token and economy. Something which strengthens the financial ecosystem around us is something really big. So these are the two things which actually fascinated me. And then I started off as a blockchain developer. I was fortunate enough to have landed an internship as soon as I wanted to get into this, which helped me to learn a lot about blockchain development and stuff. And then I tried hands as a blockchain developer in companies like Rapid Innovation and Nonceblocks. And then in entrepreneurship is something which really fascinated me. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So then I started Block Miners, which was the service-based company. So yeah, this was my journey.
That's really great to know. Maybe so the next question I wanted to ask you is, let's say you're talking right now about tokenization, NFTs, everything. So there will be lots of people who still don't understand how Web3 exactly works, or what are the things that happen in Web3. So how would you differentiate? Like, let's say, let's talk about
Mhm.
one thing. that would differentiate Web3 from Web2? What would you say that? What would be that one thing? One or two things? Anything would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The major and the most important difference between a Web2 platform and a Web3 platform is decentralization. So, anything which is happening on a Web2 platform, there's a database involved. There's, an admin panel being there. The admin decides the, rule. He or she could change it at any point of time. And then in Web3, it is all smart contract based. It is all decentralized. Whatever is happening behind the scenes, whatever funds the platform is collecting, whatever they are putting into, this is all visible to the user as such. So this builds, a great layer of trust. So, we could as a user trust the platform that, yeah, all the transaction happening on this is something which we can see. As a user, if I should be getting 2% royalty whenever my NFT is getting sold, I'll be getting that because this is how the smart contract is being coded. So smart contracts are basically immutable. Once you code it, you cannot change it. Okay. So I know that it has been coded on the smart contract that whenever my asset is being sold, I'll receive 5% of the royalty. No actual authority, nothing could change that. It's all decentralized. And whenever this happens, I could see that on the blockchain block explorer. So decentralization is something which is very important for maintaining the essence of Web3, and that is something which differentiates a traditional Web2 platform from a Web3 platform.
Yeah, so you have explained this difference in a way that in terms of technical, as a NFTs and all. But I want to share my experience here as well. So as I was a digital marketer, I work as a digital marketer in Facebook ads and Google ads. I do performance marketing. So one thing that has fascinated me a lot to know about Web3 or to explore the things is the one thing that you have mentioned is decentralization. But the way that decentralization works, in terms of social media or digital marketing or these terms, in terms of data privacy, is a major issue. Or in Web2 we have this data privacy issue that we got to know that our data is being getting leaked, and we are getting lots of targeted ads, whatever things that we talk with our friends, that people are saying that these things happen. And I feel the same. Even though I'm a digital marketer, I feel the same, that there needs to be first priority of the people, that data and their privacy is their main issue. That's the one thing that has fascinated me to
Correct.
turn to Web3. Even I'm exploring the opportunities in terms of how we can look these kinds of platforms in Web3. And I was going through these a lot of things from last 6 to 7 months. So let's get into some other. Next thing is something which is a very trending topic that we would say, which is NFTs, Metaverse, and this thing. As an industry person who is already working into NFTs or Metaverse, or lots of companies that do Metaverse, or that do things in Metaverse, how would you say that? Is it still? I know it is very early stage, but what is their potential of NFTs in Metaverse? How could you define the potential of NFTs and Metaverse?
Yeah, so see, to understand the potential, you first need to understand, what NFT is. So anything which is non-fungible, which cannot be interchanged with another commodity at the same price, unlike the currencies which we use, is an NFT. I am an NFT, you are an NFT, because we are all non-fungible, we are unique, and there's no other piece like us. Correct. So for me, the most important thing which Web3 and NFTs and crypto has bought is a medium of a tradable asset. Correct. So NFTs, be it collectibles, you must have heard of Bored Ape Yacht,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
CryptoPunks,
I have
CryptoKitties.
those questions with
Yeah,
me. I
these
have
are
those
these
questions.
are
I
all
have
being
kept it
traded.
for next questions. I have kept it for
Okay,
next
okay.
things. Yeah. Yeah, please continue, Srishti.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, so these thing, as I told you, that is based on token economics. Everything is based on economics, and the financial ecosystem around us is boosting a lot. I own an NFT. I am the owner of that, and I know once I go to an marketplace and sell it, I could yield X amount of profit or return out of that. And even talking about metaverse is nothing but an AR or VR platform. But this is not the first time we are experiencing AR and VR. All the games which we play, those are AR and VR. But the thing which differentiates a metaverse from a gaming platform is Web3. The essence of decentralization, and again the identity, privacy to your identity, is something which holds the importance of metaverse. Again, in the case of NFT, I could be an anonymous person, I could hold a piece of art, be it I must be fascinated for collecting things, or trading NFTs, buying it for low, selling it for more. So these are the things which are very important, like holding a good identity in metaverse. No one knows who I am. I'm not Shrishti Singh. I could be I could be Elisa, I could be anything. I could enjoy the AR VR opportunities. Again, playing a good crypto project has all these utilities attached to it. And this is what is opening doors for many opportunity, be it from development point of view, a user point of view, or marketer point of view, everything.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So let's say a part of this, if you are talking about NFTs, the first thing is the unique art, or the unique token, that we are having a unique art. Let's say a part of that unique thing which creates a pride. What is the main thing that is creating this much value, this much price of an NFT? What are the major factors that will involve that creating this much value for an NFT? Like we are saying, like an NFT is like 30 Ethereum or something like that, right? So what is making this much price for an NFT and this much hype for NFTs?
Okay. So I'll explain that. First of all, the first thing is it's a non-fungible token. It's unique. Suppose I'm a very good artist. I paint a very good picture, right? And then holding that is a pride in itself. And I know, like, I don't know how much I try, I cannot replicate that again. Lots of efforts. Even if I put all my efforts, I cannot replicate that. The first thing is it's a non-fungible token. Then the next thing is talking particularly about the collectible collections, like the generative art collections. Those are hyped up, or actually a good tradable asset, because first of all they have a good community attached to them. If I launch an NFT collection, the most important thing won't be the art. Even if I come up with a average kind of art, but I have a very strong community to promote that, I would my collection would definitely be sold out. And then let us suppose I'm a very famous person with lots of
Celebrity, like a
community.
celebrity. Yeah.
I only have 10,000 even a single NFT. So owning one of 10,000 for 100 and then sell it for $150. Okay, the $50 is something which I could earn. And then this is the simple trading concept which we apply onto a day-to-day. Be as a businessman, we buy stuff for a lower price and then sell it for a higher price. So having a collectible is a chance of having a tradable asset which I know could yield me X amount of profit whenever I sell it, right? And also the community attached with it, the perks, like if you hold my NFT, I could distribute you my tokens. If you stake my NFT, I could distribute you my tokens. That token I could again trade it on a DEX. Okay, I could sell it and monetize that. So there are many perks attached with it. And then the tradable asset is something which I put emphasis on, because having a stock or cryptocurrency and NFT is a good thing. It's strengthening the financial ecosystem around us, so why not?
Okay. So as you mentioned these things like about NFT flipping and all, I just have this one question. Let's say a part of NFT flipping or NFT trading, let's say if I want to hold an NFT for long term, so that I can use it, and people are saying that if we hold NFTs for a lot more time, and if we can use those NFTs in metaverse as kind of a collectibles or wearables, do you think is it really possible in terms of using all these NFTs and these things in Metaverse, will it really be possible in future?
Yeah, absolutely. Even we are building few of the products in which the NFT could be an entry pass to the metaverse. It could be, a ticket to do shopping in metaverse, to eat food in metaverse, to enjoy some time in the club in metaverse. So these things are actually happening. The NFT is the metaverse, NFT, cryptocurrency. All three things actually work together to build a good, Web3 platform. So having the utility of NFT in metaverse is something which we are actually experiencing. This is not something which has been thought of. This is something which people are actually doing now. So yeah, this NFT could be a great utility in metaverse, according to my point of view.
Got it. So we are talking about NFTs. So next thing that is creating more hype, or people are more talking about this thing, is decentralized applications. Even I, as a digital marketer or person who is involved with startups, one thing is very required is decentralized applications. But do you really think in future these decentralized applications will be completely decentralized? And definitely, even I do listen that even if it is a decentralized application, there will be some founding members, right? So will they hold any
Correct.
authority, or it will be completely based on the people who are in the community, or in that network of which decentralized application is made? What do you think about that?
Yeah, so see, to tackle this problem, we have the concept of DAO, which is, so there's a
Decentralized
group or a
governance
panel of,
organized.
exactly. So there's a panel of people based on their staking amount, and based on some crucial people who have been into this project since day one. We form a DAO, and those could be the authority who take the decision, and that is a decentralized concept in themselves, right? If you have staked X amount of token, and on the basis of that we are founding the DAO members, that is completely valid, because if you have staked your token, that means you believe in that project. You have bought that token, you have staked that token, you have put hold to that token, that you cannot sell that. If you believe in the project, you deserve to be one of the vocal member, and then one of the member who take vital decisions on a platform. So that is decentralized again. So complete decentralization is something which is possible, bringing good logic. Like DAO is a logic in itself. Yeah, if you stake X amount of token, you'll be a vital member, you'll be a you'll be vocal towards the project. So if you bring good logic to decentralization, that is obviously possible.
Got it. So for even it is a decentralized application or a DApp, the major thing is smart contract, right?
Yeah,
So,
correct.
so let's say people do understand about smart contract. It's kind of an like contract, which is a digital contract, which is a piece of code. But how that exactly is made of? This, let's take it into, even if it is a little technical. Uh, in order to write a smart contract, what are the languages that are involved? Like lots of people who will be listening this will be lots of engineers who are interested to learn about the smart contracts and these things. So what are the languages, as a blockchain developer, you yourself, what are the languages that are involved in order to build a smart contract? Is it completely different from the people that who are learning this Java? Since that is a very common thing that people are learning, right? So how is a
Correct.
smart contract, like in order to learn to write smart contracts, what people should learn, or know the languages of
So basically, the language of smart contract depends on the blockchain which we are working for. The most famous being the EVM compatible blockchains. For that, we need Solidity. So Solidity is somewhat similar to JavaScript. So if someone, a developer, has knowledge of JavaScript, he or she can easily turn his head into Solidity. Okay. And then this is for the smart contract development on EVM compatible blockchains. For non-EVM compatible blockchains, they could be Rust, Haskell, Plutus, depending on the blockchain. Like Solana uses Rust, Polkadot uses that, and then Cardano has Haskell and Plutus. So that depends on the blockchain basically. But the EVM compatible blockchain is the most important, and the most number of transactions happen on EVM compatible blockchain. For example, Ethereum, Binance, Tron, Polygon. So you must have heard of these names. For that, you need
Yes,
Solidity.
yes.
Even if you have basic knowledge of JavaScript, Solidity is a piece of cake for you.
Okay,
It's just that,
so
not the syntax thing,
Mhm,
that is
mhm.
not a big deal to learn, but the logic behind the smart contract, because even if some piece of security or required statement you miss, smart contract is dealing with like million of funds, right? So that could lead to loss of that. So the logic, and if you understand the integrity of the security aspect behind smart contract, that is the most important thing after learning the syntax.
uh, till now we have talked about lots of technical things. One thing I'm very curious to know is how did you learn all this Solidity, smart contracts, or this coding and everything? Like how that from where did you started learning about these things? Right, even if you are from before when you're studying or
Mm-hmm.
anything, definitely in college people will not be teaching you blockchain development. Obviously people right now people are just teaching Java or basics of these things, and
Exactly.
still lots of engineers who are learning these things out of the college, right? So how did you
Correct,
learn
correct.
this kind of smart contracts, Solidity, or these things? Like how did you let's take it as a beginner who will be listening to this, definitely is an engineer or marketer,
Mhm.
whoever who wants to learn these things, where they could start this, where they could start
Correct.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah. So initially, I started off, reading some blogs and watching some YouTube video. But this is a mistake which most of the beginners do, is emphasizes more than on the theoretical part and practicing less. But to be honest, the theoretical knowledge and the practical knowledge are completely different. So as I told you, I was fortunate enough to have landed an internship as and when I wanted to get into Solidity and blockchain development. So during that phase, my colleagues were very cooperative, and I got to learn about various things like ERC20, ERC721, then building a staking contract, NFT based marketplaces. So the practical thing which I did, just taking up a random logic and coding it onto a smart contract is something which really helped me. Or else YouTube channels like DAP University, Eat the Blogs, are really good. It's just that Solidity version keeps revamping again and again. So you just have to keep a check of that you learn the basic version of Solidity.
Got it. So the things that you are saying, what are the things that all the topics that you are saying, listened about all these topics by reading blogs, but I don't know how these things work. Definitely you should teach me how these things work. But okay,
Sure.
the moving to the next one. uh, so how do you define this? I know one of your startup is with NFT marketplaces. You do build NFT marketplaces, you do minting. Even lots of people who are involved in crypto basically, even whoever into this Facebook groups and everything, they do listen about these things like minting, NFT marketplaces, tokenization. So let's keep it simple. Like how does what is an minting exactly, and how could a beginner or person who is a designer or a entrepreneur who want to start as an NFT business, like how do they enter this NFT marketplaces, and how this tokenization work?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So tokenization is nothing but I have a piece of art. I want to tokenize it. That is to convert it into an NFT. Okay.
Okay.
And when I do that, I am the official owner of that particular art on blockchain. I own that particular piece. It's a token or a non-fungible token for me. So, creating a token is basically what we call minting. So minting is nothing but, if it's a fungible token, that is a cryptocurrency which you talk about, USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that is created minting the token, and the process is basically transferring of the token from zero address to your address. But for a layman, you can just think that minting is creating of the token, be it a cryptocurrency or a non-fungible token. So you have a piece of art, you are an artist, you want to mint an NFT that is tokenize your particular picture from a simple picture to an NFT on the blockchain. So for that, if you're a layman, if you don't want to get into coding a ERC-721 smart contract or ERC-1155 smart contract and then minting the transaction, that too, uploading your image along with the attributes on the IPFS, and then getting an URI and then putting it onto the smart contract function and minting it, you can just go to any NFT marketplaces. Most of them provide free minting. Unicus One being a part of it, you can just, for example, go to Unicus One, create an account of yours, go to create NFT, upload your particular picture or video, whichever you want to tokenize or mint, and then provide the basic details. So all the backend of infrastructure is something which the platform will take care of. For example, if you come to Unicus One, you provide the details to us. We upload that particular image along with the attributes to IPFS, that is Pinata in our case, and then get a URI, then trigger a smart contract function. Automatically, you will get a pop-up in your MetaMask or your crypto wallet. You have to confirm it, and then your particular asset is being transformed. You own an NFT on the blockchain. So this is a very simple process for a layman. So the only tricky part is just don't get into jargons. Just try to simplify them. Minting is creating. That's it. Nothing. You are just transforming your particular picture, a physical picture, into an NFT or a token. That's it. That is tokenization. Nothing else.
Got it. So even I do own an NFT, but I hope as far as I know, it doesn't hold any value. I was just involving in some communities and attending some webinars on Web3, and they give it in terms of it is kind of a gift of free NFT, but I don't know whether it holds a value or not, but still that's okay. So let's say if in Web2 or in whatever the Web1 or Web2, definitely we have lots of opportunities. Like start from when Facebook had started, people thought that this is nothing but just people it will connect the people, or they will be posting some shit. But later it has provided lots of opportunities, lots of job opportunities, social media marketers or Facebook ads person like me or a Google ads person like me. So how do you think for beginners or people who wanted to do some kind of a job or find some kind of an opportunity in Web3, so what will be those opportunities in Web3? What kind of opportunities will be there in Web3? Yeah.
Correct. So Web3 has lots of opportunities to happen, offer. So right from being a developer to being a graphic designer, creating layers of generative art, compiling them, and being an artist, that could pay off very well. Being a marketer, a content writer, because you're a simple content writer with zero knowledge of Web3. Even you don't know the terms, but even if you know the terms, the basic terms, the jargons which are being used in a Web3, that could provide you an edge, and that could escalate your pay really well. Being a marketer, understanding how Web3 marketing actually works, because that is very different from Web2 traditional marketing. There are Discord servers being set up, the basic traditional thing happening in Web3. So that is very different from Web2. Even if you know how the basic things work, and that is not very hard to learn. Okay, all the job opportunities and the career opportunities in Web2 could obviously be escalated to Web3 just by pushing your knowledge a bit, learning how things move in Web3, learning the essence of Web3. Okay, so you should know that everything is decentralized, and then this is how the community likes it. So Web3 community is a very important thing to take care of. Even if you're a developer, you are the founder of a project, you are a marketer, whosoever you are, you need to understand the community is something which you have to cater and you have to expand. So, thinking of what the community like, especially the Web3 community, if you know that, then you can, excel a lot, be it in any field of Web2, you can try to excel. transform yourself into Web3?
So I feel the same thing, right? Like whatever the startups or anything that we have in Web2 right now, these things are have a centralized authority or the shareholders of this particular startups or particular tech companies or particular Facebook or Google. But the only difference in Web3 is just it is decentralized, and it is community. It's based on the community. Only that is the difference. But all the job opportunities or the things that marketing works or the thing that technical things work or website or everything will be same, but this is based on the community. These people are the owners, or community people are the owners, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
Absolutely.
Got it. Got it. So as you have mentioned before, we have spoke about smart contracts, which will be helpful for uh, technical people. So we have given enough knowledge for them. Let's talk about people who are non-technical or who doesn't have any shit knowledge about technical things, like a person like me who doesn't know any technical stuff but wanted to learn or do something in Web3. So just what will be the opportunities, or what is the scope in people like me or non-technical people in Web3? Just let's keep it simple.
Okay, so non-technical, if we talk about non-technical, artist is one of the thing which you can try your hands on.
Okay.
Even being a UI UX designer in Web3, knowing where to put the connect wallet button, that's it, nothing else. The connect wallet button is an additional thing. And then being a marketer, again, when I talk about being a marketer, you have to empathize with the people. In this case, the community, that's it. And those are all people. You just need to understand what are their needs. And that is empathizing basically, and that is no rocket science, that is human nature, which you have to understand. If you do that, even marketers
Mhm.
get into web technical roles in Web3, being a program manager, tester, and stuff. These are all the non-technical roles which you can also try your hands on. But yeah, marketer and artist are the two things which I've seen. The demand is something which I've seen in front of me. Even I, get around hiring people just because they understand basics, just the basics and the jargons of Web3, nothing else. They are all Web2 based people, nothing else. But yeah, they do understand how NFT they understand how this permutation combination with work, that's it. And on the marketing side, they have to know how to empathize with the Web3 community. Like they like this thing, they like your coin being hyped up, celebrity collaboration is something even the Web2 audience likes it. So you just have to understand empathize with the community, that's it, nothing else.
Got it. Got it. So thanks for giving me those kinds of options. Now I understood how I should take action in Web3 as well. So let's talk about my favorite topic and your favorite topic, which is startup opportunities in Web2 to Web3. Like I feel right now starting up in Web3 space, which I have done, is something like Facebook or starting this kind of an internet in 1980, right? So that kind of an opportunity is there right now. So how do you see this? Like definitely you will be interacting with lots of entrepreneurs who are in this space of Web3. So how do you see that shift from Web2 based startups, right from ideation, right from execution, right from funding, all the things, whereas in Web3 obviously it would be something like building having a technical knowledge about this blockchain, or developing your DApp on blockchain network, or building a community for your network, or these things. Like how is the shift that is happening from Web2 startups startups to Web3 startups?
Okay, so the first of all, the Web3 startup and the Web3 world is really quick. You get an idea, you think that's really good, and then you start working on it, the execution part. And then you go to an investor, pitch it, they hear the term Web3, they hear their your idea, and then they provide the funding. And then the second thing which is very good in Web3 is young minds innovating in Web3. So most of the people which I've interacted with are actually young, and they are all very passionate of Web3. The best thing is when you approach a professional who has been into Web2 for like 10 to 15 years, they have been brought up thinking like in the traditional Web2 way, right? In the centralized way, they'll be asking for an admin panel, and then you cannot change the way they think. But if it's a nascent mind, they are budding entrepreneurs, they could easily pick up the essence of decentralization. They could understand what's the deal behind that. So this is something really good in Web3. And yeah, so see, Web2 world is somewhat saturated now. There are lots, we have been seeing this since 1990, as you told, the internet thing. So lots of things have been already developed. As Web3 is the new iteration of web, and there are lots of things yet to be developed. If you get an idea of a product, you should start working for it, because there are lots of scope. It's just the beginning. There's much more time left for the saturation of Web3. So I would just suggest, if you're a budding entrepreneur, if you get an idea regarding Web3, just start working on it. I assure you that if it's good, you're going to get funding, you're going to make it big. So yeah, that's it.
So I forgot to ask you one question, like the way that you have said about startups or in Web2 to Web3 is very inspiring. Definitely, I feel even if one person, sees this, and if he has some idea in his mind, and if he tries to, execute it, that would be more than enough for me. So that is the whole and soul aim of this Web3 based podcast or content of my channel. So I just want to ask another thing, which is the hype created around NFTs such as board apes and these things. Like people are getting really crazy, and even even I feel that some or the other time this hype created will be a bubble for not for all the NFTs, but few NFTs which are overhyped. What do you think about it, Srishti?
I don't think it's a bubble, especially when it comes to board app and NFT, which has been NFT collection, which has been validated by lots of users around the globe. So it's like a commodity. If the earth is divided into 10,000 parts, if I own one of it, it's a big deal for me, right? And if
Mhm.
I know, if I sell it, I'm gonna get this much. So it's not a fad. The buying and selling is all like going to take place. These are all going to be traded. The floor price is still going to surge. I don't think so it's a bubble, because owning a board ape is an achievement in itself. We didn't know that it's gonna make so big, or else each one of us would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
minted the NFT. But those who hold it now are actually considering themselves very lucky. And whenever they get a chance that, yeah, I should sell it now, the other person is actually waiting very eagerly to buy it, right?
Yes,
And
got
this
it.
is never going to stop. So for me, it's not a bubble, I don't think so. So a few of the collections who are just like built up with a mindset of doing rug pull, that is some kind of fake or cheating in Web3, doing rug pull. So if a collection is being built by that mind, making false promises that, yeah, we are going to step into Metaverse once we launch our NFT collection, then claiming this and selling out your collection, this is something really bad. And but that we cannot generalize that. And board ape surely is not a part of them. The Yuga Labs, that is the company behind board ape, is really good and working on making the things better around it.
Got it. So after listening all to your answers, I just have one last question, which is, are you really a bright student in your school or college?
Yeah, I was actually. So I was the school topper in physics for like on my board, and then moving on to college days, I was the class topper in my class. So I was. in 11th class, obviously, like all other students, I messed up a bit, but yeah, I've been a good student.
Okay, then let's say a backbencher like me who doesn't understand anything, or who played in school, but still I am interested in learning something that is for future. A person like me, or people who will be viewing this video, many of the people will be like me. Will they be able to create some impact in Web3? What do you think? Like, is it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So at Blockminers, my co-founder Ajay Pal, he has not been a bright student. I'm sorry for revealing that here, but he's so good. The technical aspect is actually better than me. He codes better than me. So that's not a big deal. If you are enthusiastic enough to get into this, you're going to make it big. The past experience don't actually matter. The schools don't teach you Web3. It's completely new. You have to
Even
start from
no, even schools don't teach Web 2 as well. Even schools don't teach Web 2 as well. They are still in Web 1 only. Web 1 or Web 0. Schools are
correct,
still in Web 1 or Web 0.
correct. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Got it. Okay, so the next question is, what are the verticals or different types of verticals that are involved in Unix's one and block miners? What kind of verticals in terms of, you understand whether it is a design or designer, technical people who build websites. What are the verticals that you have in your company right now?
So talking about block miners, we have designers, we have social media marketers, we have front-end developers, back-end developer, blockchain developers, Web3 engineers, quality analysts, project managers. And then on the same profile is there for Unicus One, but it's just that there's a dedicated team there. And then in block miners, it's a service-based company. So multiple projects are being there, and then people work on different projects. So yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I have asked this question is, I will in the description today. When this video releases, I will be giving the opportunities of Unix's one and block miners in the description. People who are watching this, if they want some internship or wanted to learn something in Web3 based startups of Srishti, they can directly apply to the link in the description. Okay. Yeah. So that's very nice talking with you.
People, so.
Yes. Srishi, that is very nice talking with you. Like the knowledge that you have, or the way that you are proactive in terms of Web3 is really great thing. Looking forward for more such kind of collaboration or more such kinds of this knowledge sessions. Thank you very much for joining, Srishti. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me here again. Thank you.